Hi, this is Sophie, obviously. Okay, here's your official week 5 video. It's almost a do-over. I'd like to reorganize the subject matter because you deserve it to be reorganized and positioned in a way you can actually use it for your micro-credential. AI business leaders, I want to take it up to a strategic level, but also I want to be able to give you things that you can use practically. And as we discussed, the apps that are available are changing so frequently, but I still need to position it in a manner that you are a AI critical thinker. And let me just do that with you. So today's table of contents is recapping what we've spoken about. And in your priorities, you've decided what you wanted first, second, and third. I'm going to be talking about, say, AI automation and the comparison and difference between that and AI agents and how to think about those because they're evolving rapidly and the lines between them are blurring. So I'd like you to know how to use them and the platforms you are on might dictate which ones you use. Some of them are overcomplicated, so take a step back and try and simplify how you approach the automation you're going to be utilizing AI for, and then what it is, how to use it, and how to leverage something called Power BI. So let's get to it. So again, I've reorganized this slide. I will redo the deck for you. And today we're going to be moving on a little bit. I'm going backwards a little bit with productivity. And then I'm going to move forward again with our AI analytics and AI agents more so. And that was based on the little survey we sent out to you. So AI agents, I'm not going to click on this. You definitely can to listen to this gentleman, but Futurepedia, he's a good resource. And it's 25 minutes on AI agents, how to create your own agent if it's something you'd like to do. But what I like is the way he defined and differentiated between AI automation and AI agents. You'll find that there are tasks that you might be doing that are repetitive, and you may just need AI's help to automate these tasks. And that's brilliant. And that's what we'll show you how to do. And then there is something called AI agents, which now allows the AI to do some outside of the box thinking, where it's going outside into the web to search. It's creating some content for you. It's going out and it's acting as ChatGPT does when you give it a prompt. So I think the way you can define the AI agent is that there are prompts involved and it's coming back with some of its AI generative solutions for you versus simply going in and pulling out a trigger on a Excel spreadsheet, perhaps, which has a new entry. And then because of that, filling that in a few different databases, which you normally would have done manually. And then maybe because of that, creating something um, on a graph on a dashboard, something again you might have done manually. So these aren't things that it needs to think about and create some new content. There, it's manual, it's something you've done manual in the past and it's automating it. So that's really the difference between automation and it's something you may have been doing already had it like for years. Many of us have been doing automation for years. So it may be something you've already been doing, but now it's easier. It's easier to do it. If there's something you do even twice a day, they're saying you could probably automate it if it's getting data from one source and putting it onto another source. But in this case, I like to review my emails every morning, of course. I actually asked Google Gemini, because I use Gmail, to tell me which emails were important, because I'm getting all sorts of other emails which are promotional, and it went in. I already did my search, and I was curious as to what it would come out with. And out of the 200 emails, say, I had between the time I checked the night before in the morning, it came out with the 5 that were indeed important. I was so happy to see that. So again, you definitely want to have a hybrid approach to whatever you're doing where you are checking it, but it saved me so much time. And then I asked it to just summarize what were in those important emails and give me an action list, and it did. So I could have turned that into AI automation, or is it AI agents? Because it actually thought for me and gave me its opinion of what it saw in the actual email. I don't care which one it is. All I know is it's saving me all sorts of time. So I have a feeling, as I mentioned when we were live, lines are blurring between automation and agents. But I like the way this gentleman defines the two. And he has this longer video here that you can look at yourself where it talks about a multi agent system where you have a task and then there's an agent that is at getting these tasks distributed. And then based on every one of the agents' um, query as it's going out and looking at a research it's bringing in from, say, ChatGPT. It's looking at your own databases on what your sales activity might be, and then it's looking at your own customer service based on what the complaints have been that month, for example, and then it comes back with a solution on your actions and priorities for next month. So this is now taking one agent and distributing a prompt to 3 different, uh, let's say, Excel spreadsheets even in your world, and then it's coming out with one suggestion. So this is a multi-agent system. And the way he defines it here, it's again another good explanation, is to have an agent for every department. And that way it's not, um, it's easier to troubleshoot. If there is an issue on one of the agents or on the output, you're able to troubleshoot it and test it. And it makes sense when you're creating the agents. So this is, again, high level. He takes you through to how to actually make this happen. I just wanted to share the concepts with you. Again, his description of an agent is a digital employee that can think and remember and act. So it'll remember. I know when I go in and I ask AI to create a report for me on a specific topic, now what I have it do is look in a file with all the content that I have put in a file about that topic. So I might have a number of spreadsheets, documents, and PowerPoints, and it comes out with a summary of what I've asked it to do. So again, your prompt engineering is important so that you're asking it the right information. And now it's going to remember the last time I spoke about that topic and it's going to act on it. And so agents versus automation. The automation follows predefined sequence of steps. It first gets it from this spreadsheet. It takes these fields and puts it in this spreadsheet. Then it takes other fields, adds it to that spreadsheet, and it's predefined. And then it creates perhaps a bar graph or an email or a trigger of another sort. Whereas an agent dynamically decides how to complete a task. It is similar to when you're asking it a prompt and you don't even know what it's going to come back with. When you want it to look at what your competitors are doing, for example, the past week, and it's going to come out and tell you what the competitors are doing. Now you're going to ask it to come out with your actions and your priorities for the upcoming week based on what your competitors did and based on your activity and perhaps the season that you're in. So we know some examples of what we talked about live in class that applies to. So that's creating an agent. So there's three key components. There's the LLM, large language model, where it's understanding what you're saying. So you're able to speak to the agent or you're able to speak to the automation in language, and it creates whichever one of these two we're talking about for you. Excellent. And then it has a memory, so it has the data in it that it's going to look at, or it's going to use a tool to go out, search for that data, and come back, and then be able to create your tools. And then safeguards. That's important to put in safeguards and alerts as well. So this is a nice little uh, this is, sorry, the same fellow. This is the last part. This one here is the last part of his little video that talks about it. It's 25 minutes. And the other part of what a agent is, an API, which is the set of available actions that the agent can perform. And you'll see when we go into agent builder, there's all these different actions it can perform. It can go into your database and pull something out of it. It can go into an Excel spreadsheet. It can go into your emails. So you'll see all of the different applications that it is compatible with. You'll see that it's compatible. You'll have an agent that is an agent builder that now is part of the Microsoft world. You'll have an agent builder which is part of the Google world. There's an agent builder called Zapier, which is standing on its own, but it has access to all these other tools to and it'll go out and search these other tools, and it can interact with these other tools, whether it's Excel, whether it's Google Sheets, whether it's your email, and it can pull and draw from them and actually fill in a line or fill in an email. So it has available options and actions you can perform. And then HTTP request, sending a specific special instruction to perform these actions. So it's what does it have access to? And then what actions is it allowed to send out? So as this gets more and more um, uh, exciting over the next little while, you're going to see that these actions and the places your agents can go are going to increase. Okay, so from the time we started speaking about AI, which is just a month ago together, to now, these have increased in what they are able to do. So why automate? Like, what is automation in the first place? What is AI automation? When it comes to Power Automate, which happens to be a app that you can download, and you can have a desktop version, or which is through Microsoft, which you can have a desktop version on its own without having the Microsoft Business Tool. But if you have the Microsoft 365 Business Tool, you're able to use Power Automate. It's part of it. Or, as I said, without it, if you have the personal Microsoft, uh, you can get the API for Power Automate separately and pay a monthly fee, or it's part of your 365, or it's part of your Teams if your IT department allows it to be part of your Teams. And it's powerful, pun intended. So what is it? How does it help? There are, in the different departments that you have, you can think about it. This automation is going to help you automate certain tasks that you are doing. Perhaps you're not doing these tasks at all. Perhaps it's something you do once and you don't need to do it often. But if you're in finance, it can auto extract from invoices, update spreadsheets, and send out reminders. So if that's something you do manually, it can do that for you in an automated fashion. HR onboarding new employees by auto filling forms and sending out welcome emails, so it can do this for you, perhaps from, when you if you have a certain form that the employee fills out when they've been hired, now it can take that information. Instead of you retyping it, it's going to take that, put it into your system, that you're going to show it where in your system you want it, and then you're going to say, from this, send out an email. So it's almost a template, but it's automated it. You've automated it for yourself, so you're saving time. Sales copies leads from emails or copy leads from social media. It has access, many of the Power Automate, access to your Facebook Messenger, for example, and then you can put it into auto-generating email follow-ups. So that's really cool. Marketing, schedule reports, scraping data from competitors. That one's very cool. So one of the people on the course wanted to look at somebody's website, someone's Facebook. So we created a prompt for that. And the AI automation comes back and tells us, okay, so from your 5 websites, that your competitors' websites, this is what the specials are that they have on their website currently. And then it gave them another report that showed, okay, from their social media, these are the posts. This is how many posts they put out last week, and this is how many likes each of the posts had. Based on that activity, your activity, and the season that we're in, this is these are the posts you should be doing in the next 7 days. So it's given it some automation, but it's also, that's when it becomes an agent. So I probably should have saved that example till later. But an agent is when it's now going and giving you its recommendations, right? So that's pretty cool. So if you're just doing the scraping, which is something you normally did and now you want to have it done automatically, that would be automation. Once you've added to it, and give me my priorities based on this scraping that we've done, now you've turned it into an agent. Very cool. And if you are renaming and archiving and filling out forms online and you're doing this often, then again, that's something that you can automate. Okay, so these are things you can do with automation. Now, these are things you can do with AI agents. Okay, so I'm going to try not to blur the two, but customer service and engagement with AI agents. So you can do this through chatbots, perhaps, or you can have an internal AI agent that you create, that you trigger it and you say, okay, I'd like to have more information on customer support on this particular product. My client is having issues with it. I'd like to help them out. So you're the agent and you'd like to help them out, but you don't have all that information in your brain. So you're asking information. So where is it getting this information? There could be piles and piles of PDF documents that have been fed to this AI agent. So it's reading through that very quickly for you, so you don't have to, and it's giving you information. There could be websites that you have fed it where the websites from the supplier on what this product is all about. So it's asking questions, not just going on to AI and asking it to search on its own. You're actually feeding it what to look at. So you can imagine you're able to do that in many different ways. And so you can have that agent or that chat bot available to just your staff and they can help. Or you can have it so that when someone comes to your website and they are looking to get product information or support, you can have it on your website as well, available to the public. I always suggest you test it internally first to make sure that it's not giving out wrong information. And then lead generation and qualification AIs, so you can actually have it the go out and look to see who in my area are which what's the who are the potential target markets, who are the potential clients in this specific city, And then you're now looking also at, do we have those target clients based on my sales records? Okay, so what do I do? How do I now, knowing that there's a gap? Here's all the potential clients, and here are the ones that I have. How do I get to what do these other ones look like, and how do I reach them? What are their pains? And so the prompts that you want to build for that, pretty extensive, right? So marketing content, of course, you can have sales agents for marketing content, helping you create the marketing content, financial tracking and invoice, AI powered, and workflow automation and task management. So that is those are some of the places that you can use AI agents. So I have a little bit more details on each of these here that you can look at on your own, depending on which ones you're interested in. If you're interested in customer support and engagement with AI chatbots, here are some different tools that you might want to use to create those. And again, they change every day, but these are ones that have been around for a little while and are trusted. AI agents for lead generation, customer relationship management tools that you're currently using. They're now putting AI agents in them. So you want to look at what you're currently using instead of bringing something else in and see how you can expand on the AI agent. Many of your websites have them built into it, like Shopify. If you're looking at marketing creation, there's all sorts of different tools out there like Canva that have AI built in, or like Blaze, that's a fabulous AI tool that might help you with your with your content creation and finance. QuickBooks has AI built into it now and other tools. And then, of course, AI agents where you can get into the flow and workflow automation with task management, with the agent actually thinking and giving different suggestions, like Zapier. That's the one that is the most practical, and I find it's as far as the pricing goes, the pricing is reasonable for what you get. So one of the things we talked about in the productivity tool one was how do you use some of the tools that are out there, like, 1 second. One of the tools that's available is AI automation. They're actually calling it AI agents, but much of it to me looks like AI automation right in Microsoft. So this is available through Microsoft 365, as well as you can download it for yourself. And so I wanted to show you what this is and how you use it. So it's a feature that you are that varies depending on your license for Microsoft 365. It's built into many of them, but other ones you have to download it and perhaps pay in an additional subscription if you're not already a Teams or a Business 365 user. So once you have it, you create your own simple AI automation in 365. You click on this, which is your Microsoft 365 app symbol. And then within that, what will come up if you have the right uh, level of 365 is something over here that is called the agent store, which is on the side here, you'll see agents. And you can create a new agent, or you can go to example of agents, and what comes up is our agent stores. And in that, there's all sorts of different pre-built agents that you can use. So that's pretty cool. You click on this and it opens up, and it comes with on the side here, create agents when you click on it. And if you don't have the right level, you're going to click on this and the word agents will not be there. Okay, it'll just say search chat, but when you do have the right level, agents will be there. And what you need to do is, if you don't have the right level, you need to go to your uh, Microsoft Store and look for the app and see if you can upgrade it and see if it's doable. Some of your IT departments might be blocking you. So you may have to do it at home in your 365 business account or your 365 personal account. Business account, it's included. The personal one, you have to upgrade. Okay, so it may or may not be worth it for you, but this is one way to create agents, but I'm also going to show you another way. Okay, so again, you click on Explore Agents, and there's all sorts of agents that are down here already. Or you can click on this and click on Create Agent. You click on Create Your Own Agent, and it comes up here with New Agent, and you can either choose some of the blocks that are already there, or you can do a prompt which you tell it what you want this agent to do in plain old language. And then when you do that, it's going to come up with the steps that it thinks this agent will do for you. And once you do that, so I should have had this up here because this is showing you what's on the side here. On the side there is the word create agents. So here's an example. It's a prompt that I put into the automation. Create an agent for our company, then put in company name, call it Trend Tracker. Its job is to monitor the digital activity of three, and I said my industry, so indicate what industry you're in, starting three competitors. And I just would say three competitors, your three competitors. And then what I would do is my three competitors, and then put in your three competitors. So I would put in their competitor name, competitor websites, and competitor social media accounts. I've tried this without putting in the websites and the social media accounts, and it came back and said I can't find them. Then I tried it again with the websites and the social media accounts, and it found them. I said, okay, I'm able to ask you to find them for me on a separate prompt, but you can't find them in this prompt, which made no sense. So when error in giving them more information than you think it needs, and it really does come back with better information. We know that. Give it details and accuracy, and you do get better output. So I tried this many different ways, and this works best. So I'm going to ask it for it on a weekly basis. The agent will, number one, visit each competitor's official website to identify any, and then you want to put in the brackets what you want it to identify. In this case, I'm saying new specials, sales, or promotions. And then number two, scan their Facebook and Instagram. You can indicate more accounts if they have them. From the past 7 days, I just want in the last 7 days, classify each type of post, and I indicate the type of posts I want to know about: promotional, lifestyle, user generated, product, and then track the engagement for such as likes, comments, and shares for each post, and detect what kind of content is performing the best. And then I say it to actually do some thinking. So the first part's just a scrape. It's going out and scraping this for me. And then the second part is compare the competitor data with our company name, recent posts, and seasonal campaign plans. Generate, so now I'm asking it to generate for me a weekly recommendation for, again, I'm saying our company name in case it forgot along the way because this is kind of a long prompt, focusing on potential posts, types, timing, seasonal promotions, and messaging adjustment based on competitive trends and our company name. His own digital footprint. So I want it to, and I probably should say I need it to sound like us. Um, if possible, prioritize insights and actions that are both for, I should say, website, Facebook, and social media, including one suggestion a week that leverages seasonal local trends. So it was interesting when we did this for one of the companies recently. It was talking about post more about the local events you're involved in. And we know that local events, local people, and there's another local family events even do so much better than just product, especially when it's a local based company. So it personalizes your company for the people online. And we know people go online to relax and enjoy and, and kind of get lost on social media. So they're going to do that more so when they can relate to you. Anyways, this was a good one, and it came out with the steps to the agent. So then you click on create new agent, and it actually created the agent for us. And it came out with all the different aspects of what the agent does. And now when I'm going into again, when I go back to Microsoft and I click on the side, you can see Trend Tracker is there on the side. And I can do these things individually, where I'm asking it to search individually each of these things. And then I come back and I ask it to pull it together in a report for me. So it's pretty powerful. So that is one example that saves you a ton of work. Or you could just leave it like this and go in and just ask it to monitor the websites, and you get that report. Go in here, ask it to scan the social medias, it comes back with that. Ask it to track engagement. So it has different blocks that if you wanted to have a new employee get familiar with your marketing, you can give them this tool now, and they are able to scan the right competitors for their websites, for their social media, for the engagement, compare the data, recommend, and then the recommendations based on the above. So, and then leveraging trends. So it comes out with the reports that they need. There you go. So that's one way to use the Microsoft Copilot agent tool that exists. So there's one I created on AI strategic advisors. And I looked for AI data. So here's an AI automation checklist that I have created for you based on these steps for an AI checklist. So I created this with Copilot. I put in a picture of myself, and it came out with this picture. And then I put my voice into 11 labs so that it cloned my voice. And then I took this and uploaded into Verbo. It's called Verbo, a tool that takes my content, which were these two, which were those two, and slides, and it took that and turned it into what I'm about to show you.
How to use AI agents in 2025. Use this practical checklist to guide your organization through each phase of implementing AI agents. Check off items as you complete them to ensure a thorough, methodical approach to deployment. Phase 1, Assessment. Identify opportunities, map out all potential tasks and workflows that could benefit from agent automation. Classify each task as low precision, 90% accuracy acceptable, or high precision, near perfect accuracy required. Prioritize low precision, high frequency tasks for initial implementation. Evaluate time intensity of tasks relative to their strategic value. Evaluate data readiness. Audit data accessibility for each potential use case. Ensure necessary APIs and integrations are available. Assess data quality and completeness. Identify any compliance or privacy considerations. Define success metrics. Establish baseline metrics for current performance. Define specific efficiency targets, time saved, volume processed. Establish quality metrics, accuracy, error rates. Identify business impact indicators, revenue influence, customer satisfaction. Phase 2, implementation. Start small. Select a single well-defined use case for initial implementation. Create detailed process documentation for the selected workflow. Define clear boundaries for agent responsibilities.
So, um, so I just wanted to share with you this. Obviously, I did that because I had no voice 2 weeks back, but it forced me to learn how to, through cloning, which I knew how to do because that was easy, cloning your voice, and then to choose a tool that would take this, read it, and have my animation actually, my cartoon self turn into animation and sync the ellipse. So there's a number of tools that will continue to do that. I heard that even Gemini is about to release something that will do this. So this is the one I use right now, Verbal. But again, the tools that we currently use, I prefer to use something I'm currently using that ends up having this ability. Canva didn't seem to have it yet. ChatGPT didn't seem to have it yet. But I heard both of those too are going to be having the lip sync to your cartoon self soon. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, so the checklist for your automation. What's nice about these tools that I'm identifying to you that you can use, whether it's Zapier or whether it's the Microsoft um, uh, agent generator, is that they do this automation for you. So in your case, you want to think of, what do I need automated? You can map it out manually. That does help you when you're creating and that the actual AI agent. And then what you want to do is how will I measure success? And how do I put in some safeguards? How do I know that this is working? So there are different ways. I know when we were creating applications and programs, you had someone that went in and tested every so often, and they did a pretend run and tested it every so often just to make sure that the output was still accurate. So you want to put that as part of your process ongoing. And you want to also measure one of the things that we were talking about in class is that someone has a number of different reports that are created by taking data from there, re-entering it here, re-entering it there, and then finally they end up with the report. So there's a lot of room for human error, and it also took over, a couple of hours. So do this manually, measure it, and then see how much time you save when you automate it. And that is a key performance indicator that AI has helped you create the saving in time. So one for a small example is pretend every Friday you happen to review a folder. You receive a folder of invoices. You need to open up each one. You're renaming it with the client's name that you're seeing from inside that folder, and you're putting the date also as the name. And then you're moving it to another folder. It's a boring, repetitive task. So that can be automated with Power Automate. So Power Automate is another tool that exists within the ecosystem of what we are using. It happens to be something you can download from Microsoft, but you don't have to have the Microsoft world to use it. Again, it's something that is included in some of the Microsoft 360 tools, or you can upgrade to use it. So this itself is what the actual tool is called, Power Automate. And how you can use that one is by it can look at some of your keystrokes and automate it, or you can tell it what to automate. So it's two different ways. And then there's other tool which can automate or create agents, which is kind of Power Automate but on steroids, is Zapier. Zapier is one that has a whole bunch of pre-built agents. And here are videos for you on how you could use these. and they too are very powerful. And I recommend if you're going to look at agents, you look at Power Automate, you look at Zapier, and you decide, okay, take the time and look at both and decide which one you want to use. Then you're going to spend some time actually creating your first one. This video is just talking about the mindset. It's a mindset shift to be thinking about AI in general, but also to be thinking of how you use agents. What the experts are saying is that there won't be any company who will not be using AI agents in the near future. Everything you do will be touched for productivity by an agent. And this is the video that I took the checklist from. It's the impact assessment, where it goes through and tells you, shares with you how to do your own impact assessment. So, Gabriella, this might be where you want to look at for your actual own company and look at what you're currently doing and how do you assess it so it's something that you'd like to um, uh, do faster and put the business case around it. So um, AI agents, they can do many things as far as they can. The popular cases is to send a message when a task is completed, triggers from SMS, from text messaging to create, and they often come in as a Facebook ad, and you'll be receiving either text messages or emails from those ads. And you're able to take that information, and that becomes a trigger to send out content to these people who have responded. AI to analyze responses from stores in sheets. You're able to look at it and look at the actual trends. You can look at, as we know, analytics come across with AI in a much deeper fashion. You're able to, AI can look at the analytics and see trends that the naked eye may not see. It can look at analytics and give you advice on what's working and what's not working. So it'll send you perhaps the advice that it sees. There's feature apps. Stack is one of them. It can communicate with Stack, with Gmail, with WhatsApp, Google Chat, productivity tools like ClickUp, Google Calendar. So one of the things that you can do is you can have it look at the different calendar systems that you're using and decide which when is everybody available. You're linking different, it could be just your own, or it could be a number of people in a team if you're part of a team approach. So there's so many different ways that we can use the agent, as we already talked about. So this is, again, like I said, a great video on how you use Zapier. So I'm hoping you're going to look at that. These are some success stories that you may want to look at as to how people have been successful. They're short on how they have been using Zapier. Um, Depending on the industry you're in, Zapier has apps or sorry, agents already built for different industries. So they happen to have 191 different Zaps already built for the accounting industry, for example. So I went in and I looked at that and I go, oh my gosh, okay, they have all sorts of interfaces with Zap built into a different accounting software that will trigger, that will, so you want to look at these flows and thinking, yes, this will save us so much time. You can see there's human resources, the Internet of Things, lifestyle, marketing, productivity, support, website and app building, all sorts of different AI agents Zap already has built. There's a free version of Zap that you can look at, a trial version, to see if perhaps there's categories that you may want to that apply to you. There's some other AI agents that are out there that you're going to hear about all the time. This is just one that looked really good that I thought I would share with you. If you're really having trouble scheduling between yourself and other people that are on your team, something called Reclaim. If that's all you want to do is have a AI agent for calendaring, you may want to look at Reclaim. It works on Google and on Outlook calendars, and it'll see the best time for a meeting, but then say someone's got to move that meeting, it'll reschedule it for you based on what's in your calendar and what's in their calendar, and you can set it that it gives you a half hour between appointments. So it's a really expert tool just on calendaring. Um, so AI agents, it's another tutorial for another tool called Make. Again, it may be one that you never want to use. It's one maybe that someone will use one day and you'll say, oh, yeah, I've heard of Make that. So it has a good reputation. It is another one where it has a number of templates already in it. And you may want to look at Make if Zapier is not working for you, but it's very similar to Zapier. And just here are a number of videos. Go in, you create your agent, and the flow, it shows you visually what it is you're doing. So it could be as simple as um, asking ChatGPT to come out with articles, and then you're going to put the articles in LinkedIn. So it has some really cool tools or AI agents already built into it that you may or may not be interested in. So recording automation keystrokes. So you may want to just record, again, this is Power Automate, your keystrokes on your computer. So let me just show you quickly on this one.
Microsoft might have released the absolute best way to automate any task on your computer. You can basically record your screen and explain what you want to automate, and Power Automate using Copilot will just understand what you said and see your screen and build the automation flow by itself. You don't need to connect anything like on NA10 or anything. You don't need to have APIs or these kind of things because everything is happening on your computer directly. So I will let a link below to understand which requirements you need to fill to be able to use this brand new feature. By the way, you can already use Power Automate if you're using Windows 11 since it's pre-installed, but if you are using Windows 10, unfortunately, we'll have just to install Power Automate Desktop. So just type it on Google and you will be able to install it. Once it's done, you will have this brand new Record with Copilot option. So just click on it, and as you can see, you have this Launch the Recorder option. And Launch the Recorder will be able to just, as I said before, understand what you're explaining and just figuring out by seeing your screen how to automate things. It's pretty impressive. So let's take a quick example. So once it's done, you will have this new recording option, click on it. Here, make sure to select the right screen. For example, if you have multiple screens connected to your laptop or computer, make sure to select the right one. And same thing for the microphone. Then just hit record. So once I will click on record, I will have a quick countdown and I will start explaining to my computer what I want to automate, and I will get back to you right after. Open this Excel sheet. Once it's done, open this Google Forms link using Microsoft Edge and this URL. Then fill the form using the information inside the Excel file. For example, use the first name column of the Excel file to fill the first name field inside the form. Use the last name column of the Excel file to fill the last name field of the forms. Then use the third column email address inside the Excel file to fill the email address field inside the forms. Then check the fourth column session inside the Excel file and pick the session number and enter it inside the last text field of the form. Then click on Submit and click on Submit another response and loop through all the lines of the Excel sheets to fill the form once again for each line of the Excel file. Alright, and as you saw, I just clicked on Done, and now Copilot will just analyze my mouse movements, my audio, the transcript, to just build the automation flow by itself. It's very powerful since, for example, NA10 or Make doesn't have an API to fill Google Forms, if I'm not mistaken. That's the type of thing you can only do by automating your computer, basically using RPA, robotic process automation. And once it's done, everything is running directly on your computer. So you don't have to make API calls. Everything again is happening right on your own machine. So now I will just wait a few seconds, a few minutes, just to let the time to Power Automate and Copilot to build the automation flow. And once it's done, I will just replay it to see if the automation is working. All right, it seems to be already done. So I will just check right in the flow because it seems that some quick things are missing. So it's very basic. For example, let's take this one. It's for the first name and it's looking for basically the right field. And to do so, I can just add a UI elements right here. I will open again the form and just select it and click on save. I will just do the same thing for the two last ones and we should be good. So as you saw, everything was just built. I just needed to confirm some UI elements very quickly just by clicking on it. So now I will just start the flow and hopefully everything will work fine. And just by explaining to my computer what I want to automate, it can just build the thing and hopefully it's working now. Okay, and now as you see, everything is working by itself, which is just mind-blowing. I'm not touching the keyboard or mouse anymore, and the flow, the automation is working by itself. So it's taking all the line inside my Excel file and just filling the Google form by itself. So that's how you can basically build an entire automation just by explaining what you want to do directly to your computer. No need to bother you with complicated formulas, JavaScript, or anything, and you don't even need to just host your flow on the cloud if you don't want to, right? Everything is happening right on your machine, and once it's done, it will just stop by itself, and that's it. Okay, now everything is done, so I will just take a look at the backend to see the different responses. So I will just open the file, and yeah, here it is. You have the different responses, and they were just filled automatically, which is just mind blowing. So yeah, that's it. That's how you can automate again anything on your device, on your Windows laptop, without coding or just without even no coding, just by explaining things. Let me know down below if you want some additional content on
So that's pretty amazing. So I just wanted to share that one with you because he did a really good job. However, I have more examples here and there on how you use the tool to capture what you're doing and let it automate it for you. So I already talked about this. And it's an example invoice organizer. I just thought I would share that with you. So you open up the Power Automate desktop version if you don't have access to the other version, and you create a new flow, name it something, invoice organizer, and then go in and launch Excel, and then say out loud what it is you're doing, and then drag the Excel action point to the invoice spreadsheet, and then bring in the data. You do have to, one of the things it forgets to tell you, he alluded to it, is when you get your spreadsheet ready for the first time, you want to make sure your columns are labeled appropriately so it matches the input that you're bringing in. It's something that if you ever brought in an Excel spreadsheet to Constant Contact, for example, it's the same thing that we used to do there. Yeah, so why does it matter? Because in this case, it was something that took 10 minutes to build, but now it saves them uh, 30 minutes every week in something that they were doing in this invoice organizer. So that was a very cool business case. And this is taking you through steps. If you do have, if you have Copilot and you have Teams or Business, this is how you would use it in Copilot. That's the link to it, and how you would click on it, and then you create new flow, and then you record. If you don't have Copilot, and you're just using the desktop version. So if you don't have Copilot, you download the app to your desktop. This is the link you click on. Okay, so I thought I'd give you both so that it was clear, because I know a lot of times we don't know which ones we're supposed to click on and which ones are the right apps. And so the benefits are, okay, so that was Power Automate. Now we started talking about something called Power BI last week. Power BI is a dashboard which is on steroids, that gets different data from the sources you ask it to get you data from, and it creates a dashboard that you can use. And it happens to link to Zapier if you want to make it go even further. So it's pretty cool. But first, of course, you need to decide if you want to use Power BI. So, why would you use it? Real-time insights to get up-to-the-minute live dashboard, real-time analytics. Copilot helps you discover trends under Power BI, data connectivity, hundreds of sources that you may not normally be able to look at all at once, the connectivity to Excel, Google Sheets, different cloud applications. When you go into Power BI, see all of these different applications it is compatible with. So, of course, first you want to look at it to see if it's compatible with what you're already doing, and then it turns it into some magnificent visuals for you. So, it's a tool that you may or may not use, but you may want to look at the back end of it and the reports to see if it's something that you can use that you'll find it powerful. You'll have more intelligence about your business than you did before. So features, Copilot is built into Power BI. So it summarizes data, answers questions, builds the dashboard. You're talking to it in natural language. So you're the type of questions you get instant insights, predictive analysis. So that's a big thing. As we know, analytics is all about um, taking data from all sorts of different sources or one source, and then understanding it and giving you forecasts and trends using AI driven modeling. So it's going to give you charts, it's going to give you trends, it's going to give you statistics, but it's also going to give you um, trends based on what's happening in the outside in the world, and then giving you advice as well based on your historical activity and what's happening into the future. So cloud-based sharing for interactivity for reports, secure data governance. advanced permissions and security policies. It does look like it follows more security and privacy laws. It's one of the reasons I think it's so popular. And the custom visualization that it has is very powerful. And we know it's been around for a while. As Gabriella was saying, it's something that even her bank is using. So this is the reasons why you may want to use it. Again, more wise in case you're going to need to build a case. Market analysis, visualizing customer behavior, or tracking engagement, or measuring conversions if you're able to input your sales information, forecasts, performance, monitoring your KPIs. So there's different activities that it can do for you. And here are some examples of tutorials. In these, if you want to learn how to use Power BI, I have some video tutorials here for you. Some shorter ones here. This one's 12 minutes Power BI from Kevin that I think I'm becoming a groupie of his. And this is what some of the actual reports look like. Okay. So again, some of the flow, you could connect Power BI. It could be on your desktop. So it is powerful even if you don't have the Microsoft version. And then here's some more tutorials. I think this one's from Kevin as well. And if you wanted to just look at specific things, I've written down for you the actual timeline of this tutorial, which was 11 minutes long, and then this one, which was 20 minutes long, in case you really want to get into it. Okay, so and this is the browser version if you want to download that, or if you're on Teams 365, here is the Teams 365 version. Or if you're not on Teams and you just want the desktop version, here's the desktop version. So I have the three different links for you for your Power BI so that you can download it. And then here are just more examples of what the dashboard looks like. So then down here, we just have some resources for you that you may want to look at in case you're looking for more information. I just wanted to share that. Okay, so that would be the part of the fifth module in a video because we did a lot in the fifth module. So I wanted to share that in a concise format for you.